Yo, what's going on YouTube? Today I'm going to be bringing you a Justin Bieber cover that I did, and I'm going to be showing you like the vocal preset that I used and how I mixed the vocals. So let's get right on into this video. Alright guys, before we get into the preset, let's give the cover a listen and see how it sounds.
I got my peaches out in Georgia. I got my weed from California. I took my chick up to the north, yeah. I get my lime right from the source, yeah. And I say, oh, the way I breathe you in, it's the texture of your skin. I wanna wrap my arms around you, baby, never let you go.
Alright guys, getting into the preset, the first thing we have is auto-tune. I cannot stress this enough when you guys are using this vocal preset. Please make sure your auto-tune is in the right key. Okay, so now that we have it in the right key, let's go down to our retune speed, which I have set at 18, and I have my humanize set at 79, and that is literally the only settings that I have for auto-tune. Next up, we have the compressor. We have a threshold of negative 20.4 dB, we have a ratio of 30:1, and then we have a gain of 14 dB. Next up on the preset, we have our fruity EQ. We basically cut the lows. We took some muddiness out of the mix. We took some mids out because my voice is very mid heavy, and then I gave my voice some presence and clarity at about 8K, and then we took some highs out at 15K just in case there's any hissing or anything going on in the mix. Next up, we have to have Soundgoodizer. Soundgoodizer is just like the in FL Studio in terms of stock plugins. We have our Soundgoodizer set on the A preset with just a little bit to get those high frequencies pushing through your mix. Next up, we have Fruity Stereo Shaper. Basically, we're just bringing the knobs up on the left and the right to give it some like width and fullness in your headphones. Next on the preset, we have Maximus. Again, we are just using this for de-essing strictly. What you're going to want to do is come up to this right corner, click the drop down, and then click de-ess or narrowband. And then over here on the left hand side, you're going to want to adjust these to whatever sounds good for your mix. Next up, we have a second compressor. Basically, this compressor is just going to give it any stomp / punch and clearness that you want, and you guys are more than welcome to just copy the settings or you can buy the preset. Next, we're using Fruity Limiter. This limiter is being used as a noise gate. If you have a bad quality mic that is allowing a lot of room noise or anything like that, this noise gate will prevent those frequencies from getting through. Next up, we have Fruity Delay 2. Preferably, I would use Fruity Delay 3, but 17 chose to use Fruity Delay 2. Basically, what this delay is going to do, it's going to ping pong back and forth with this preset, because we find that when you don't have a delay, it just doesn't have that fullness in your headphones and the mix can seem kind of dry. And last but not least, on the vocal preset, we have Fruity Reverb 2. The size is going to be turned all the way up. The diff is going to be turned all the way up. The speed is going to be at about a quarter, a little bit of bass, a little bit of decay to give it some like full spaciness, and then the wet's going to be at about a quarter and the dry being almost at the top. That's going to be about it for the main vocal chain. Now let's move on to the Ad-Lib chain. In this Ad-Lib chain, guys, everything is pretty much the same except for a couple things that I tweaked. The auto-tune and the compressors are going to remain the same, and then the Soundgoodizers are going to remain the same. One of the tweaks I made was in the EQ. Basically, I went to this drop down and I clicked on the radio setting, and then it just turns into this. And then another change I made in the preset was adding a Fruity multiband compressor, clicking this drop down, and then adding the small radio preset. And that's about it for both presets, guys. I hope you enjoy the video. Currently, we are selling these on sounds17.com for $10. In these presets, you are gonna get the main vocal chain and the ad-lib preset for only $10. It's super cheap and affordable. And all you have to do with these presets is download them and literally drag them into FL Studio and it'll work. With that being said, this is the end of the video. I really hope you guys did enjoy. It's been your boy Caves, and I'm out. Peace.